Thanks, Edison. If you're ever wanting some free lunch and friendly faces, I found a student organization that does just that. Let's take a look. Every Wednesday, the UNT Baptist Student Ministry Building is filled with faith, conversation, and free food. Every week, the BSM hosts Free Lunch Wednesdays, allowing all students to have a hot meal without having to worry about the cost.
We looked at it as an opportunity to serve the campus. We know that a lot of students may not have financial means to eat all the time, or there might even be food insecurity. So having a free meal that is provided by local churches is a great way for students to get the nourishment they need and not have to pay for it and hurt financially for it. But
the lunches are held every Wednesday at noon and are sponsored by churches in the local Denton area, as well as the BSM itself.
So we have a lot of partner churches through the Denton Baptist Association and other contacts. They will most likely come out here and they will bring a meal and provide that meal, and they'll bring their own members from their church to serve for us. And so that's when we are just able to have conversations with people about what we do here.
And while the free lunches are meant to get people in the door, the real mission of the BSM, according to Director Eric Bean, is to connect students closer with God.
We view ourselves as a mission to the campus. We want to meet students, help them, serve them, and do anything we can to just help UNT have an atmosphere that it supports student leadership, creates a place where students can be involved as a student, but also pursuing Christ, pursuing God.
For more information on the UNT BSM and for information on their upcoming events, visit untbsm.com. Reporting for North Texas Television, I'm Isabelle Smith. These lunches are going on every week until the end of the semester, and let me tell you, the food is phenomenal. And I will definitely be back next week. But right now, that's all for me. Back to the desk. The UNT theater program closed Denton's iconic Halloween season with their rendition of the play Anatomies by Don Nigro. The play, directed by Nathan Autry, was set in 1800s Scotland and chronicles the true story of some of the earliest recorded serial killers.
We talked about the original history of it and write about the real characters as far as what's documented about them. They were the first serial killers. I mean, this is before Jack the Ripper, right? So this is like precursor to all of those stories that we know of. Understanding that history was really important.
And while Anatomies is based on a story older than even UNT itself, Assistant Director Israel Harmon says that there are elements to the play that help make it fresh for today's audiences.
Donegal's, they serve as a Greek chorus, but in Edinburgh. They just guide the story along. They add a musical element, which I love. That I guess it just really sets the tone, even though we have the lighting, the lines themselves, and the background music, but they really do glide everything along throughout the story.
Although the main themes of this show are blood and gore, director Nathan Autry says that there are themes the audience can take away in their own lives as well.
This is a contemporary play. The story is obviously characters that are not contemporary. But something that really stuck out to me is this idea that we look at people and we assume they are this or they are that based on their profession, based on their skin color, based on whatever kind of assumptions and stereotypes we want to. But there's always more than that. And in this story, the most redeeming characters are the ones that you would look at initially and think they're not. So that's really a message that I wanted to hone in on in the story.
Congratulations to the cast and crew of Anatomies on their successful run, and congratulations to the UNT Theater Department on a successful semester. Reporting for North Texas Television, I'm Isabelle Smith. What you're hearing right now is the voice of a local Denton mom who recently punched her ticket to Hollywood on the latest season of American Idol. Brianna Nix earned her trip to Hollywood with her rendition of Jesus Take the Wheel by Carrie Underwood. Her audition brought Underwood, one of the judges this season, to tears while judges held her youngest son, Emerson. Nix shares videos of herself singing on social media while her husband plays the piano. She has said she wanted to make sure her son knew he could do anything he set his mind to. The U.S. Department of Education is looking into 45 universities targeted in a new federal DEI investigation. The University of North Texas is one of the many schools under investigation. Reporter Troyce Murphy is live to tell us more about what this investigation means for the university. Troyce? Thanks, Aaliyah. In Texas, we never forget the Alamo. And now a proposed $550 million museum is in the works, hoping to ensure it won't ever be forgotten. The makeover will add a 100,000 square foot museum and a new visitor center. Yesterday, the makeover kicked off with over 300 people in attendance, including Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and British musician Phil Collins. Collins was a prominent donor in the project, supplying the museum with hundreds of artifacts from his personal collection. The Alamo will still be open to visit during the construction, with new additions to the historic site to be open to the public in 2027. That's all from me. Now back to the desk. Thanks, Edison. While the bill's author, Representative Curry, says that he really doesn't want to eliminate the Parks and Wildlife Agency, that's what opponents worry will actually happen. Wednesday afternoon, more than 2,800 people signed a petition opposing the bill, with one citizen calling state parks, quote, treasures that must be maintained. Another called on Curry to, quote, stop playing politics with our parks. John Shepard, the executive director for the Texas Foundation for Conservation, says that the elimination of the department is concerning given the volume of visitors the park serves. Another concern is the department is responsible for distributing hunting and fishing licenses, and who would take responsibility for that in the future. This bill is among thousands filed during the legislative session, most of which will not become law. That's all I have for you now. Now back to the desk. Pope Francis will require a change in his medical treatment after tests indicated a, quote, complex clinical picture. In a statement Monday, the Vatican said that the Pope had a polymicrobial respiratory infection that will require further hospitalization. The Pope has a medical history of lung-related issues and suffered 2 falls in recent months. The 88-year-old pontiff was admitted to a hospital in Rome on Friday. Doctors say he slept well and ate breakfast, but they did not indicate when he may be released.